Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Aaliyah, if you didn't already know. Sorry I'm looking a little crazy. I just got back from class. Oh my god, so boring. But anyways, that's not the point of this video. This video is gonna be, I really wanted to talk about my anxiety journey. You know, I talk about this a lot with like my friends, but I don't know, I feel like a lot of people these days, you know, especially a lot of people that are really close to me, you know, are struggling right now, and I just like really want to, you know, express the ways that I coped with it, you know, my story, because I'm sure almost all of us like deal with some sort of anxiety or maybe depression. In my case, this is specifically going to be towards anxiety. Fortunately, you know, I don't really struggle with depression. You know, obviously there's days where I get sad or, you know, I have a bad day, but, you know, I don't really consider that depression. It's just a normal way of life that, you know, you get sad sometimes. Yeah, basically, I don't really know. It's kind of just going to be a long one. I hope some things that I say in this video really inspire some of you, or just, you know, help you out and realize that, you know, you're not going through this alone and that it happens. So I know that a lot of my friends from home and like family and stuff are watching this and like think that being in San Diego is like amazing and I'm so happy and blah blah blah, but like I really am really happy here, but in the beginning, like I was not happy, and that had a lot to do with my anxiety. So like let's backtrack. So I'm 19 now, so I'm a sophomore in college. I just turned 19, so I've had anxiety since right before I turned 16. Like I started. So basically like since I was 16 years old. So I've had it for like 3 years now. Well, not really like 3 years, like 2 years, whatever. So my junior year of high school is when I started having anxiety. And that's a whole nother story that, you know, if you know the story then you know. But I'm not going to express that story here. But that is when it started, and a lot of that just like it really changed the way that I lived and the way that I handled things and the way that I hung out with people. Like it changed. I totally like, I don't know, I just like I was so different, and I couldn't do a lot of the things that I could do now back then. So for example, I've been flying on a plane by myself since I was really, really young because my dad lived in California, so I would always fly by myself, probably like 3 or 4 times a year. So that was never an issue for me, but once I started having anxiety, I hated flying, and it was really hard, right, because I go to school in San Diego, so the flight from Washington is like 3 hours, like 2.5, 3 hours, whatever. So that alone is really hard for me. That's why I really don't really go home that much. Anxiety changes my flying habits. You know, the experience flying is super hard for me now. Not as much anymore, but you know, coming here was really hard. I couldn't really be alone for a long time outside of my house. Like, anxiety changed the way that I could go out. I could go out for maybe an hour, and then after that, you know, I would have panic attacks. I would want to go home. So basically I just stayed in all the time. I couldn't drive at night by myself, even with some people, like, but especially by myself. I couldn't drive by myself at night. If I did, I would have to FaceTime like one of my friends or Ryan until I got home, and even then sometimes I would start driving and then I would just come right back because I just like couldn't handle it. It was too much for me. And a part of my anxiety is that I feel like I'm really scared of dying. Like, just like anything that has to do if I'm sick, you know, guns really scare me and stuff like that. So if I get really sick at school, like here, if I get really sick or even I feel something wrong with me, I immediately think of the worst, and it just, I cannot breathe, you know, and it just stresses me out. And I think I really want to make this video because I just went through sorority recruitment, and so that really brought on my anxiety. I don't know why, but like I was just always like, I could hardly breathe. I was just always like on edge. So I just really have to get back to, you know, getting my mental health where it was. So basically, I had it since junior year, like I said, and all those things changed about me. So I went through my senior year. You know, I had a boyfriend. I had a boyfriend here like half of my freshman year in college. So honestly, if Ryan did not come with me to San Diego, I probably wouldn't have come because it was just so hard on my mental health. Like I was just, it was crazy to me. I don't know, but so the whole summer before I moved here, freshman year, I hardly left my house. I stayed in most of the days because I just like couldn't. Even at work, I would get anxiety attacks, and it was just a lot for me. And I was, you know, crying all the time. So then like a week before it really hit me that I was like, wow, like I'm leaving. So that like super freaked me out, and that was like the worst anxiety I has ever been. Like I flew to San Diego a week before I actually moved to like for orientation or whatever, and like the whole flight I was crying, the whole flight back there crying, and it was just like really bad moment for me. But like I'm so glad that I went, and I am not saying one bit that Ryan caused my anxiety, but being with him, it didn't make me want to improve my anxiety because he was there for me. You get what I'm saying? Like if I had an anxiety attack, I would call him, or I would be with him, or you know, I wasn't dealing with it by myself. And in no means am I saying that you should deal with it alone, but I'm saying that no one knows what you're going through fully except yourself. So when I have anxiety attacks, I would attach to someone else. But when we broke up, my anxiety attacks, I had to deal with that myself. And it wasn't like, oh, I had no friends, like blah, blah, no. But I was like, I don't have anyone to lean on anymore. Like, I need to figure this out myself. And by doing that, I don't know, it just kind of like, it really like made me step up and realize that, you know, I need to do this because there's not going to be someone there for me all the time who I can just call whenever I'm having an anxiety attack. Like, I need to deal with it, you know, like I need to figure out ways to deal with it. And there's a lot of ways you can deal with it, you know, like breathing. I have a diffuser, oil diffuser, so lavender really helps. But something that completely changed my anxiety, like it not even like healed or whatever, but I was at a point where I like forgot that I had anxiety, you know, like that wasn't an excuse for me anymore to like not do things, because oh my god, sorry if you guys can hear that. That is so irritating. I don't know. But something that, you know, that I really want, like, try to like push my friends to do, and like I just really love is the gym. Like, I was an athlete, you know, I played basketball, whatever, but you know, I didn't really love my body. Wasn't really confident about it. Like, I never wore anything that showed my body. Bikinis was rare, you know, crop tops, I'd hardly even wear crop tops, and I just like wasn't comfortable. And yeah, so I feel like that plays a lot into your anxiety as well, you know, like low self-esteem. But once I started getting into the gym, like all of that went away. I was doing something that I loved, that made me so happy. And even just to start was like amazing, you know, like it's just amazing to start. Even I power lift, but you can just literally do hot yoga as much as you can. Go to Zumba as much as you can, like go to cardio, whatever you like to do, like do it. It is the best thing you can do for your mental health. Like, I'm not even kidding. Like, well, this is my experience, like, so I can't say this for everyone, but it truly has helped me in ways that I can not even explain. Also, I recommend if you're gonna do something out of your comfort zone that you're nervous about, you know, go with a friend. That's what I did. I went with my friend. I wasn't nervous about going to the gym, but, you know, it was nice to have someone there, like, pushing me and motivating me and stuff like that. So I'd really recommend that. But it helped me so much with my anxiety attacks. For like the first 6 months that I worked out, I never really looked at myself in the mirror. I never really, like, I always wore like just huge clothes to the gym. Like, I don't really care. Like, I know it's just like starting out, but once I like actually took a step back after those like 6 months, and I was like, Aaliyah, like, you look good, you know, like, sis, you look good. And it just like boosts your confidence, because it's like, wow, like, I'm actually doing, I didn't even start this to like my body. Like, I started this because like I just like, I needed something off my mind, you know, and now it's like really into a lifestyle where I wake up in the morning and the first thing I think about is, when am I going to the gym today? Like, what time am I going? Like, what am I gonna do? Like, stuff like that. And it's just something that I highly, I can't even explain it, like, I highly recommend it. It is such an amazing, you know, like, just mind releaser, and it is just a great experience to go. And, you know, when people start realizing it too and noticing that, like, it's a great feeling. So I highly recommend working out. I also really love writing in a journal. I super duper like love writing. I love poetry. I love reading poetry. I love writing poetry. I just started writing in a journal, and, you know, everything that you want to say to that person that like you just like want to say it, but you realize that they don't deserve that from you, put it in a journal. I wrote, and I just like, it's gone. Like, it's literally like it's gone. Like, I wrote about someone, and then all of a sudden it's gone, because I felt like I just released everything that's always in my mind, that keeps going, that makes me think. And I just put it in there, and it's just like, all right, there it is. That's gone. I don't need to say anything. Like, it's gone. And I also realized from my anxiety that, like, a big part of it was I think way too much about things. That's when I start to freak out, is when I'm just like sitting there and I'm thinking like, oh my god, my head hurts. Like, oh my god, what if it's this? Like, oh my god, like this. Instead of saying, Aaliyah, it's probably just a headache. You probably haven't slept in 3 days. Just like I literally haven't slept in like a week. And that's probably why you're not feeling okay, and you just need to take a nap, you know, get some water in you and stuff like that. So you just think so much, because you just want to keep thinking about it, but that's not going to help you. Like, you need to focus on the present. You can't focus on what might happen. If it happens, it happens. What will be, will be. And I really believe that. I believe that everything happens for a reason. And even if I just passed out right now, like, I don't know, maybe I'm supposed to pass out. I don't know, stuff like that, you know? Like, I think about the present, and that's what really has helped me. I'm not saying by no means that I'm free from anxiety and I'm all better, blah blah blah, because there are episodes where I do have panic attacks, and, you know, I just like really am to myself and go into my room and just I'm thinking too much and it freaks me out. But I'm a lot better, and I'm really proud of myself for, you know, sticking with things even though I was unsure of things at first. I just really wanted to make this video because I don't want anyone to think, like my good friends back home, or like, you know, I am a really happy person, but I do suffer from anxiety, and I wish I didn't. I mean, who wants that? But it happened. But I'm just so glad that I learned from it, and I just don't want people to think that, you know, all of a sudden it went away or I don't have it. Like, I love it here at college, but I'm also, you know, struggling in my own ways. And I just wanted to share that with you guys. And, you know, it will get a lot better. It's just, it's up to you. It really is up to you, like, what you want to do, how you cope with it. At first I didn't do anything, but eventually I decided to take it into my own hands and really heal myself and, you know, deal with those problems and realize that, yeah, I do have a really bad anxiety, but, like, what is the core issue? You know, I just wish I would have told my old self that, you know, everything will be okay. And I really missed out on a lot of things because of that, because of my anxiety and being anxious all the time. I really did miss out on a lot of things, and I really wish that I would have just done it, you know, moved to San Diego. I just did it, even though I wasn't fully healthy. I wasn't fully 100% mentally healthy like a lot of people thought, but I wasn't at all. But, like, oh my god, funny story. This is, like, really, it's not a funny story, but the first probably 2 months of being here, I literally would go like this all the time. Like, I would just rub my chest over and over and over and over again. You know, I would go out with my friends and I would immediately call Ryan and come pick me up. Like, no, that is over with, done with. I cannot believe I did that for literally like 3 months when I was here. I basically missed out on so many opportunities because I was so worried about things that weren't going to happen. Seriously. And it's just, it's the worst feeling when I do get an anxiety attack. But the fact now that I know how to deal with it and I understand where it comes from, I am a lot better, and I really hope that you guys figure that out too. I hope you guys find out what works best for you. And I think the biggest part of it also is surrounding yourself with people that, you know, don't judge you for having that or for having anxiety attacks, you know, people that you really, really trust. That's the big thing too, is that if I do have an anxiety attack, I have to be around people that I trust will know how to deal with it with me, that I trust, that I can tell, and they'll, you know, take me outside and be okay. Because if you're not surrounded by those people that you trust, that you feel comfortable around, then that's another part of why you're having anxiety, because you don't want to go out because you feel like no one will have your back when that happens, so you don't go out, and then you get anxious of why you're not going out. You get what I'm saying? So it's also about surrounding your people, or it's also about surrounding yourself with people that are your ride or dies for real, that'll be there for you. And sometimes you do have to cut people off because you realize that they're causing you way more anxiety than it's worth, and that you need to be healthier for yourself. I don't know where I saw this quote, or Twitter. Oh my god, I love Twitter. But I saw this quote, and it was this tweet, and it said, "It's crazy how your body actually rejects people's energy by giving you anxiety." And so I was like, wow, like, that makes total sense. Like, sometimes I'll be around people that I'm just having so much anxiety around, and then other people will be so normal. Because in San Diego, here, I'm a lot more free, you know, I'm a lot more fun and do stuff. And then when I go home, I have so much anxiety, and I'm like, I don't understand why I'm having so much, why? I think it's the energy of people, you know, like, and so I'm really glad that I cut off people back home. Not everyone I love, you know, my friends, you know who they are, like, I love you, sis, but there's some people that I cannot be around you. Like, it's just something that isn't healthy for me, and you don't have to give them an explanation. No explanation is needed, you know? Like, you just have to cut them off because it's best for you. And in the future, you know, you'll find those people that you'll be able to go to if you're having trouble. And yeah, I don't know. I don't really have anything else to say. I just hope that, you know, I know a lot of my friends are dealing with anxiety right now, and it sucks. It literally sucks so much, but you'll get through it. The biggest thing I can tell anyone is just like face it. Like really face it. Go. If you're getting anxiety about going to a party, go. Like, there's no option of not going. Because once I started doing things that I was so scared of, I realized that nothing was wrong with it. And then I had a great time, and I was like, I could have been doing that a long time ago, you know? So I'm just like really hope that this helps some of you. I don't really know, like, what, I don't know, but I really hope it helps you guys. Just, you know, maybe like listen to my story about what happened and how I deal with things. So I'll just show you guys my notebook. This is my notebook. It says, well, it's backwards, but it says no bad days, and I literally write in it and basically just like yell at everyone through my journal. Basically. I really hope you liked this video. Hopefully I can do some more, like, you know, just sit down, talks, whatever, but yeah, I love you guys, so I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!